Welcome to Sports Buds TV. Join in as we explore the latest news and thrilling matchups. Whether you're a diehard or a casual, this is your destination. Let the games begin. We're back. This is Sports Buds TV. Today is August 29th. I'm your host, Serge, and we got the co-host, Fred.
What's up? What's up, Big Serge?
What it do, bro? Let's talk some sports. What do you think?
Yeah, a lot of good things are happening in sports, bro. Let's bring it up.
Yeah, bro. Well, last week we forecasted the NFC conference, right? And how that was going to wind out, what division winners we were going to get. I say today we start off with the AFC and forecasting the division winners for this upcoming season that we're about a week away, man, from it starting. It's here.
Yeah, NFL is king.
NFL is king. You said it. Football is king. NFL is number one. So let's start off there. And speaking of, kings, let's talk about the kings in the North, right? The AFC North. Who wins the AFC North, Fred? Let's kick it off. Let's get into it, man. I know you've been, chopping at the bit. Come on.
All right, Serge. Well, you know what my pick's going to be.
No, I think I know, but tell everybody else.
You know what? This is going to surprise everyone in the North.
Okay.
But the Steelers are solid as for real. These guys, like offensive lines on point. Well, preseason, right? Kenny Pickett second year, George Pickens second year, Deontay Johnson coming off a great season. We got Austin healthy now, second year. That defense is stacked up. We did a great job in free agency. We have a great depth chart. We had a great rookie class. Mike Tomlin, future Hall of Fame coach. I think this is, if not Super Bowl bound, for sure. I say
we're just doing division right now.
Hold on. I think Super the Steelers will make a run in the playoffs, man.
All right. Can I get in real quick?
Of course.
How long have you been a Steelers fan? Just, completely off topic.
Man, must have been like the fifth grade.
Yeah, all right. No need to go further. Like, and enough questions. I think we've all heard enough. No, man, but I'm not mad at you for picking it. You hear me say it, and if I don't agree with you, I'll tell you right now I'm not mad at you. My pick to win the North, it's hard for me not to go with the Ravens, man. They got Action Jackson, bro. It's really tough for me to bet against them. I'll give you this. I can see the Steelers being competitive, like I talked about last week, keeping that race competitive because I do think that you all are explosive. Side note, fantasy football wise, I may have had a few Steelers players on my team, dude, because I'm drinking some of the Kool-Aid, okay? That Kool-Aid you're making, I'm drinking some of it, bro. But I do feel like, yeah. But I'm going to have to say the Ravens, I think in the end, they'll edge out and become the division winners. But I'm not surprised if you guys are competitive and maybe sneak in wild card, And Ravens better not let up because, you guys are going to be right there. So, yeah, man, I'm not mad at it.
It's a really tough division, man. The Bengals and those scrubs.
Exactly. We'll see what the Browns.
The Browns, they have,
they do.
Also
sure.
a lot of different picks this last season that are, but you never know, man. I just have a trust in what Tomlin and Omar Khan did with that team this year, and I have faith, man, that we're gonna go deep.
Yeah, man, and I can see you have reason to have faith. So we'll move on and we'll get into it as the season progresses. There's definitely room for that. So no need to rush all that, beat a dead horse. Let's get into it with the East, though. Okay, the East, and in my opinion, I think it's the Bills' division to lose. I really do, but I think the Jets may have something to say, man. I think Aaron Rodgers may still have something left. And if he's going to, show out, it's probably going to be on Broadway, right? So I'm going to take the Bills. But again, like we discussed before, I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets stay within, striking range and, are close enough to if not win the division, then they'll be in the wild card. But yeah, I'll say the Bills take it. What about you in the East?
The East is also very competitive, man, because like you can't really sleep on the Dolphins, the
Patriots.
Jets. The Jets made a lot of free agent
Right.
pickups. They still have great second year players from last year's rookie class.
Yep.
That got hurt. So Aaron Rodgers will lead the Jets. I think maybe as a wild card, but you said it, bro. I mean, the Bills didn't really lose much. On the other hand, they're getting Von Miller, a healthy Von Miller back.
Yeah, I think he's going to be on the PUP list I saw earlier. But yeah, what's that, 4 games? And then you anticipate he comes back and is, knock on wood, ready for the rest of the season. So yeah, no, I think they're poised.
He's a future Hall of Famer, bro, and he's going to rally up those youngins in defense in the Bills. Allen's a top 3, top 2 quarterback in this league.
No doubt.
Diggs ain't no fucking scrub either, so they'll do great, bro. I think the Bills are gonna win the East. Now the Patriots, it's not the Patriots of before.
Right.
I think right now I was reading that they only have just one quarterback on their roster right now. They pretty much let go of everyone. So how Belichick is. He finds a way, man. He's just trying to revolutionize the new Patriots team.
You think he may be trying to follow in what the Cardinals are doing and maybe not put their best foot forward and try to see if they can get Caleb?
Who knows, man? Who knows? I mean, Belichick's he's very silent when it comes to these type of he doesn't really say much with the when he's in the kitchen cooking it up. That guy's has always something up his sleeve, man.
So, no, I got you. And so in the end, we both agree that it's the Bills' division to lose. Let's leave that there where it's at. But speaking of their division to lose, this next team in the West, in the Wild Wild West, I can't remember the last time they lost the division. You know what I mean? So we're talking about running away with the division. The Chiefs? No, all hail the Chiefs. I'm not sure if that's their slogan or whatever. But, man, I think it's theirs. And, somebody's going to have to take it from them.
I agree, bro. I mean, the Chiefs are a great team all around, especially on offense, And I don't think any other team in the West, maybe the Broncos, from last season might make a little move. But,
Chargers?
I think, you know what, the Chargers, I think the Chargers will give them a run for their money too, man. I think they're the most complete team besides the Chiefs in the West. Because the Raiders are rebuilding. The Broncos, they have Wilson. They have Sean Payton now. So it's still unproven, how that connection's going to be.
Yeah.
It looked pretty decent in preseason, but preseason, you're just trying to, still build a roster, So I think right now the most solid team, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think the Chiefs will also make a deep run.
Yeah, man. I'm with you there. And it's Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, the gang, they're on a roll right now. So, yeah, it's hard to knock them off when they've been so dominant.
Now, I'm going to say this, though. They did lose their offensive coordinator to the Commanders, So
True.
I don't know how much that will affect Patrick Mahomes, but as long as you have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes on the same team, bro, you got a shot.
Yeah. I think there may be somewhat of a drop off, but to where they're at, a little bit of a drop off maybe won't be anything they can't overcome, But so that's what we have in the Wild Wild West. Let's wrap up this forecast here for the AFC. What about the South, man? The dirty South. Who do you have winning that division? I think this was a tough one, man, if I'm honest.
Well, it's the teams are also all pretty unproven teams. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're the team to knock off. The odds are in their favor for to win it again.
To win it.
But we got Richardson, the rookie with the Colts, unproven. He looks sharp, but we don't know much. So I don't think the Colts will make a splash. The Texans, same. With the rookie quarterback, a young offensive line. So
got the running back.
I don't think they'll win it. The Titans, pretty solid all around. They got
good coach.
They got DeAndre Hopkins now. You know what I mean? They I mean, they do have Malik Willis, but I think it's still Tannehill's team. So, and the Jaguars, I mean, it's the young baby Jaguars still to me. You know what I mean? Even though they won it last year and they did make a good run in the playoffs, don't get me wrong, man. They gave the Chiefs a scare. But I'm gonna go with the Titans, man. I think
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins, joining the team along with Derrick Henry, um, will make a huge difference with DeAndre, out there for Henry because it's gonna go ahead and spread the defense a little more. I'm gonna go with the Titans to take the AFC South this year.
Nice. And I agree with you, man. When I thought about the division, I felt like not much separates these teams. I feel like one can catch, a streak and go on a few wins maybe, and they win the division. I just feel like that's the type of season that may end up, happening for the South here in the AFC. But in the end, I did feel like the Titans are the more solid team out of the bunch. But like I had mentioned before, if there's another team that may, compete with them, I see the Jaguars. The Jags still, taking care of what they did last year and building off of it. So, yeah, man, I'm going to go with the Titans, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Jags are close enough and even I wind up as a wild card like, we've talked about in some of the other divisions.
Yeah. No, yeah, the Jaguars, I mean, Trevor Lawrence last season proved that he could be a top 10 quarterback in this league, bro. They got Ridley as a wide receiver now.
Yeah,
he's back. I mean, he's back, and
Travis Etienne. Yeah.
From the preseason and some of the footage I saw from his training camp, really looks like he's back. Like he's back with a vendetta, bro, and they're gonna be dangerous. I think it all comes down to the coaching. I think the Titans have a slight advantage on that. They know how to well manage, the clock with Henry. So it's going to be a tough one, man. I think the South is going to be one of the most competitive ones. Don't sleep on the Colts, though. I mean, even though they don't have their starting running back anymore, but Taylor.
Well, today they said that they're going to be keeping him. It was, reported that they'll be keeping him. He's going to be on the PUP. So I believe he's missing the first 4 games already. So any fantasy football owners are maybe going to, be biting the bullet there that for whoever, I kind of stayed away from him in those early rounds. But yeah, man, the word is they will be keeping him. He may, be out for a few games there. But yeah, he's staying apparently in Indianapolis.
Nice.
Yeah. I figured, hopefully they can build off and pay the guy.
You got an exciting new quarterback there, man, with your running game, with that solid offensive line.
No, man, I agree with you.
Come on, Irsay, pay the man.
Do the right thing, man.
Whatever it takes.
That's our forecast for the AFC. Let's see, man. Let's see where these chips wind up. And next week, I talked about it at the very beginning, right? It is August 29th. The NFL season kicks off September 7th, bro. That's next Thursday. So yeah, next week, expect us to, be on here. We're going to be chopping it up, previewing, seeing what we're going to, expect for that first game, the Lions versus the Chiefs. Do we get fireworks? I think we get some fireworks, but we'll talk about it, man. Yeah. We'll talk about it. No need to, get into all that right now. What I do want to talk about, did you catch some boxing this week? This weekend, we had the unified champion, Alexander Usyk. He took on Daniel Dubois, and there was some controversy there, man.
Yeah, there was. It was a great fight all around, to be honest with you, until that controversy happened. I mean, from what I saw at first initially, it did look like just, in normal speed. It looked kind of low, but then I saw a different angle in slow motion, and then I saw, I think it was legit. I think it was a legit punch, bro.
It was clean.
It really hurt him. Hurt him.
Yeah.
It's one of those where you're like, I'm gonna need more than 10 seconds to recover from this, and I think that's what he got. That's what he got.
I'll add in some more. Yeah.
After that, man, it was just too dominant. He was just too dominant after that. He got a little scared. He got a little scared.
Right.
Holy shit! Gotta make sure I keep an eye on these fucking low blows.
Yeah, I'll say this, man. I thought it was below. Maybe not extreme, maybe not so blatant, but I think it was by the rule of the law. Like, I think, yeah, there are a few inches that are right below that. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying maybe a ref sees that, and it's like any ref. You got to leave it up to it's their call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got to respect the call like we would in any other sport. Now, there's replay, and maybe, we can talk about replays, but I think that if they still go back, the ref goes back and he's got to call it. I think he has enough there to be like, well, that's irrefutable. There's a few inches that, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's still a case there for him to be able to call that as below the belt. But I'm also there. It's not a whole lot. So if you want to be like, no, that's clean, I get you. But, technically there's a few inches there that are at least two, that are below. So it's below, so yeah, man. It was exciting. That fifth round happened, and who knows, man, we may have had a new unified world heavyweight champion, right? And then
absolutely.
Usyk goes on. I think it's in the ninth round where he stops Dubois. Dubois is trying to get up, but he's not able to. The ref waves that off. He gets the TKO, and now the questions are asked: Is Alexander, weak at the body shots? Like, is that a recipe? So now we got to see, man. We want to see the undisputed fight with him and Fury, but that's been so tough to make. Rumors are maybe we'll get that here pretty soon, either at the end of the year or beginning of the year in Saudi Arabia. But we don't know, man, if we're ever going to get that.
Hopefully, man, get what the people want. In order to be the best, you got to beat the best, So
yeah, Undisputed has been in, man, and it's a shame that we haven't been able to see an Undisputed heavyweight fight. To see, and we haven't seen that in the 4-belt era, but we haven't seen it overall. And I think, was it Lennox Lewis? I'm not sure, but it's been a while since a heavyweight was undisputed, and I don't think it's ever happened in the 4-belt era. But yeah, man, that's what happened here this weekend. Pretty controversial there in boxing. There's some other news here, not just boxing, but maybe a crossover. There's a lot of call outs being made. I don't know if you heard about it, but today on X, Crawford just straight up, replied to Canelo talking about, it's not so hard maybe to make this fight, so Canelo takes care of business versus Charlo here at the end of September. And are we seeing a Crawford-Canelo fight later down the road? So that's one call out we saw. But then I also saw O'Malley kind of double down on the call out he did for Tank Davis. So now there's another call out we're seeing. Which fight do you think we get first? Crawford Canelo or O'Malley versus Tank?
I think the Canelo Crawford fight.
Yeah.
If it does happen, it seems more realistic. I mean, Bud's right. It'll be a great fight, bro. I mean, probably one of the greatest fights ever.
Yeah.
Both have a huge following. Both have amazing Hall of Fame careers, bro. For sure, both are gonna get a huge bag,
right?
Because both are A-listers. I mean, who gets to call on this one?
Well, I think Canelo would still be the A-lister, but they're Bud's 2-time undisputed, so he's no slouch.
Exactly. I mean, there's debate. For it to be just a 50-50. If it does happen, though, I don't know who I would call right now. I mean, I'm leaning more like Canelo taking the L, just because Bud's more of an explosive fighter. But so Canelo can also come. He's not that slow either. You know what I'm saying? I just think Bud's power punches are just faster, more impactful. But man, it'll be epic if we can get that one. That'll be epic. Now, the Sugar O'Malley and Tank. I mean, that'll be. I mean, if it's MMA, obviously we know who's winning it, right? I think O'Malley.
Nah, it's not going to be MMA, right?
But if it's boxing, I mean,
the money's in boxing. Come on, let's be real.
Yeah.
So
But
Tank takes him out, no
it'll
doubt.
be fun. I mean, it'll be fun. It'll be. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see that happen. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I don't think it'll make as much money or just as much impact to the sport of boxing as a Canelo and Crawford fight. I think that will be like one of those, like, I don't know, man. A lot of people say Hagler and you know, what's his name, brother,
Hearns.
and Hearns. You know what I mean? Like that could be like one of those epic fights like that. You know, but
Sure. I don't know,
fingers
man.
crossed.
If I'm being real with you, I gotta say I've been saying Bud is pound for pound number one before, the fight with Earl, before the fight with Sean Porter. I've been calling Bud pound for pound number one. Now we fast forward, and like he's got all these wins now. He's a two-time undisputed, and now more people are recognizing him as that pound for pound number one. But
Yeah,
there's always been Canelo Alvarez, who, whether I agree or don't agree, he's in the conversation. So in my opinion, Canelo should fight the person in his division who, I feel like he's avoided, but that's not here. It's not there. So we'll just leave it, where it's at. If Crawford gets his shot, man, I think he is going to, show the world why I believe he's been number one for all these years. And I do believe that's the more likely one we get, being that, of course, Canelo has to beat Charlo, because if he doesn't beat Charlo, then, he could just, nobody really, I mean, we'll still probably watch it, but it's not going to be as hyped, right? So,
yeah.
yeah, first things first, he's got to take care of that. I would prefer him to fight David Benavidez, but again, we can't always get what we want. If I get Crawford versus Canelo, it's not the worst thing ever, and I'm definitely interested, man. And I think Crawford beats him, even if he has to go up like 3 divisions, but whatever, right? Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
I mean,
man.
Crawford said he's willing to do it. So
I have no doubt he is. He's that confident. I've said he's the man, so it's time to show up. I just wish Canelo would fight the guy that's in his division. That's all I'm saying.
yeah,
That's
you
all I'm
know it's
saying.
gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen after
I don't know,
Charlo.
man.
After he
I don't know.
takes on the other Charlo, then he takes Benavides, and then maybe for his farewell fight, he'll fight Crawford.
Now, dude, I really think we get Crawford next after this one. I think that one's going to be a big one. And who knows, we may get because I don't think he has any interest in fighting David, dude. I really don't. But again, I don't want to get into that, man. That'll be a separate one. I want to know about what's going on, man. You working on any projects?
Yeah, brother. You know what? Just doing some podcasts.
Yes, sir.
Creating our podcast. We've talked about it.
Yep.
Still coming up with a good name, but the concept's on point. I don't really
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
give
yeah.
too much out there. Hit everybody with a surprise, but it'll be fun. It'll be funny. It'll be
Yep.
informative. You'll definitely relate to it, and Friday films at Fred's. Coming soon.
Oh, I'll give you we'll give like a little, I guess, preview sneak peek. We won't give it too much, but just to kind of what we kind of discussed earlier, where we talked about how good Friday is, and it's a really good movie, and even how
It's a classic.
comedy wise, it's I call it a classic. You say it's a great comedy movie. In my opinion, next Friday is a whole much better comedy movie. Like it's not like Friday's a great movie. I think it's like a cult classic, but it's just
Yeah.
like to me a great movie. I don't see it so much as a comedy. I feel like comedy wise, next Friday is way funnier than Friday. I don't know, man.
No, they're both great films, man. They're both
Yeah.
hilarious. I mean, it's
Right.
debatable. You have a great point there because you can script any scene from that movie, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
And then
man.
the actors delivered. The script was on point. But Friday Part One, I mean, it just has that feel good, touch
Yeah.
home,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
good comedy. Where it's like,
Good
yep,
versus evil also at the end, so
like if you didn't go through something like that, you knew
sure.
somebody that went to something like that. Where
Yeah.
waking up and getting yourself a bowl of cereal and have no milk, you're like, fuck. So
Word.
you can't put it back in the box, so put some water on that.
No Vaseline. Nah, dude.
Yeah,
But
but it's gonna be
that's a
fun.
preview.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. We'll have
Can't wait
some
to chop it
guests
up.
discuss some movie shows, films, classics. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. And
Friday
here,
films at Fred's
there
coming
you
soon.
go. There you go. Here it's Sports Buds TV. Of course, I'm your boy Serge. Appreciate you, Fred, for being out here. And
Thank
we're
you for the
out.
invite.
Catch you guys next time.
Peace, brother.
Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed the latest episode. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow. See you on the next one.